instead of using all of the tools at my disposal, I'm instead going to focus on just a few knives. It's not the knives I started with, but just a few knives that will give me the ability to make the cuts I want to make. And these in particular are made by David Lyons. The reason for wanting to carve the fox is going back to those basics. I didn't have access to large quantities of wood. I didn't have access to saws, vices, little to nothing in the way of material. So the scraps that I was given by that retired colonel, I had to see what I wanted and what I had, and then bring that out of it. Didn't have a lot to play with in excess. So the roughing out portion was really minimal then. And that's going to be the case here. Start just working on this profile. I'm going to work from front to back. We know a fox has pointy, triangular head. You can also see I take a couple of cuts and then I stop, I look, I'll go in, I'll take a few more. With the way I'm making these cuts, not doing a lot of pushing with the blade, it's pulling right now. But when I want to push, I'll pivot. So using my thumb as a lever. Just push through. There you go. And as we go, that profile come more and more into perspective. The way I like to carve. It's more fluid than methodical. It's just letting the wood take shape. And once I'm pleased with that, well, then I'm done. Now with how I'm making these cuts, I'm not turning the knife and coming up. A lot of times I'm using the other hand and I'm turning the wood. The blade's sharp enough to do the work, so I don't put too much pressure on that. Now I'm getting into the ears. The profile of the fox head is what I saw in that bit of scrap. I'm gonna call it scrap even though I don't have scrap in here. So I saw what had the potential to turn into the head. And that's what we're focusing on. When you're doing this, you can go find images and they can help give you reference. And perspective. Again, turning it up. So I'm about to cut towards myself. See a lot of carvers with gloves on. I understand their purpose, and I see their purpose. I personally don't use them. I paid the price for not using them, but I want to be able to feel what I'm working with. When I'm making this cut down towards myself, it's cherry. I can throw in some stop cuts here, but really all I need to do is line up the cut and twist. And that on down a good amount of material, and just keep doing that. I know the head seems a bit fat. We're working down to that. Other side, same. I'm gonna just twist the wood. I'm not putting a lot of force in any direction when I'm doing this. Letting the blade do the work. It's gonna be a really long video if I don't figure out a way to do this quicker. But with hardwoods, that's part of the process. You don't have I don't want to do a carving in 10 cuts unless I'm making a pair of pliers. I want to enjoy the process itself. I want to enjoy watching this come out. I want to go through the phase of the carving where I'm wondering, all right, is this going to happen? Or is this going to end up on a burn pile as a sacrifice to the carving gods? What I'm doing now is I'm scoring. Where those front legs are. Not trying to go super deep, I'm just trying to establish where we are there. And the way that I run the blade through, I pivot again off the thumb, I've turned the knife over, and I just let it run right there. Turn it around. Work your way. Yeah, there we are. Now, portions of this I'm probably going to speed up and not talk as much. Because let's be honest, no one wants to sit through a 30-minute video of somebody carving. Those ears. If you forget which way the grain's going, don't worry. Your tools are going to remind you real quick. They're going to catch. It's going to sound ugly compared to the slicing sound that you've been hearing. Drop, pull. And if you're finding that you're having to pull hard, or if you're trying to make a cut and the blade isn't wanting to go, you can try to power through it and it might work, but ever thought on the matter, you could double check and make sure your blade's sharp enough. Because it's that powering through that ends up getting stitches. Only had to have stitches twice in the nearly 15 years I've been carving. Did I need stitches more than that? Probably. But I've only had to get stitches twice. Both times, I knew I was wrong in what I was doing, and I paid the price for that. Let the blade do the work. Learning how to sharpen is vital. Being proficient in maintaining your blades. You can see from what we started with, I haven't removed a whole lot of material. That's okay. Have we accomplished what we set out to do? And the answer to that is no. No, we haven't. We're nowhere near done. I'm already making this video way too long, so I apologize for that. But I'm not a speed carver. I don't think, or if that's what you're into, great, grand, whatever. That is not why I do this. I do this for the joy of watching each of my carvings come to life. We're coming along. Grain didn't like that. ignoring the wood burning, we've just taken what was just a little scrap piece of wood and turned it into, well, we should probably do the eyes. Or not. I don't know. Kind of like it. But we've taken a scrap piece of wood and fit into it what we could. Thanks for watching. If I've earned it, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Otherwise, take care.